Monaco m'a toujours fasciné. Ses histoires, ses personnages, son évolution. C'est pour ça que j'ai décidé de venir dans la principauté, pour aller à la rencontre de ceux qui façonnent cet endroit unique au monde. Qu'ils soient sous le feu des projecteurs, ou qu'ils œuvrent dans l'ombre, tous participent à l'âme de Monaco. Des leaders, des créateurs, des sportifs, des artistes, chacun a une histoire à partager. Bienvenue dans un voyage au cœur de la principauté.
Bienvenue dans ce nouvel épisode de MONACO EFFECT. Aujourd'hui, on accueille le manager général de la Roca Team, Oleksiy Yefimov. Il va nous raconter comment il a emmené l'équipe de la 3e division française au Final Four de l'Euroleague, comment il a réussi à créer la passion des Monégasques pour l'équipe de basket et surtout, quel est le futur de l'équipe. C'est parti. Ces interviews sont disponibles sur la chaîne TVMonaco, mais aussi sur leurs réseaux sociaux. N'oubliez pas de vous abonner pour suivre les prochains épisodes.
My name is Oleksiy Yefimov and I'm a person which is passionate about basketball.
Perfect. Sounds good. So you are the general manager of the AS Monaco basketball team. Can you explain what your role is for people that maybe are not familiar with that?
Well, maybe in the beginning it was like one-man band. Because back in the day, in 2014, when I came here, there was no any structure, anything. It was amateur club playing in 3rd or 4th French league, which is not professional. So everything has been done from scratch. But I think this is a very unique opportunity because it's very rare to get a chance to do something according to your vision, to be able to make your own mistake and to reach your goal through the pathway which you believe is yours. Not the best, but yours.
True. So yeah, you just say you took the team from 4th division to the Final Four of the EuroLeague. What did it take? What was maybe the hardest thing for you to do to get the team there?
No, I think, well, first of all, it's not about me. I truly believe that this project is lucky because he used to have 2 great fathers. First was Sergei Dedechko, and now it's Oleksiy Fedorochev, because both of them are fearless and they don't afraid to dream. Mr. Oleksiy, I always tell to him, he is a unique person because what people consider as a dream, he names as a target, and then in 15 minutes he says that's the timeline when you need to achieve this. And I think it's great. So I think it's all about leadership.
Interesting. Because yeah, I assume that when you landed in Monaco, for many people it was not an achievable goal to take the team to EuroLeague. So why did you believe in their vision?
I always joke that maybe Monaco is the sole place where miracles are still happening.
True.
Because I don't have any logical explanation. And if you will tell me, try to repeat it, I don't know how, honestly speaking. But I think that it's great that people around this project, they always stay hungry and humble. It's never enough. And I think what we have in common, we don't remember our achievements, but we do remember our failures. And we really use it as a motivation.
And do you think that if this project did not take place in Monaco, this would have been much more difficult?
Well, I think that Monaco is destination, definitely. Monaco has a lot of added value. It's much easier to attract players, coaches.
True.
Because Monaco is all about storytelling. And when you are trying to do something from early beginning, it's also about storytelling. So you need to make sure that people whom you want to bring on board, they will believe in this. And of course, Monaco is a great place to do so.
Can you maybe just, like at the start of the video, just describe what a day for you looks like?
Well, hard to say
Every
because
day is different.
Every day, and it's difficult to predict it. It depends on the period when everyone go to vacation, and probably I'm even more occupied than usually. My phone rings probably 24 hours, and it's just a question when I will find few hours to put it on silent mode. Someone will say that this is mismanagement, but I really like to be involved in everything, even in small things, and I want to make sure that with every colleague, and I always say colleague, I never say employee, with every colleague I have direct contact, and I think that everything is important, and small details can be the real game changer.
You like that pressure, and you like making sure everything is under your control?
I like to make sure that everything goes according to my vision. Again, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I think that the most important is to make sure that everyone will follow the same idea, same vision, and same pathway. Later on, we will see. Maybe it's not the right one, we need to adjust. But it's team sport, and we also need to be like a team.
But I think so far your vision has been pretty correct, in my opinion. I mean, the team is very successful since you've been working with them. But from Kharkiv to Monaco, do you feel like there's a moment in your life that changed your whole career? Maybe when you were a kid, did you see yourself doing these kind of things later?
Well, I think that the most important moment when I got injured and I couldn't continue playing basketball, and at that moment I was 17, I think. It was a huge disappointment, but then I realized that this is huge opportunity, and it's great that it happened to me, because all teenagers, they dream to be the best, right? But it gave me opportunity to be more reasonable and to understand, okay, like, what can you really achieve? So, and honestly speaking, I doubt that I would ever reach Monaco as a basketball player, even when Monaco was playing in third division. So, every negative situation you need to turn in your favor.
That's very true. And I relate to that because later on, but at 24, I got injured and I had to stop my career as well. But I feel like, it was truly an opportunity to make something different out of my life. So that's very nice. But yeah, so when you got injured and you realized you couldn't do it as a player, what did you think of first, like coaching maybe? I think you did try coaching at some point.
I tried working with the kids.
Okay.
As a coach for maybe for a year or two, and during that period, I learned that one of the largest sports newspapers in Ukraine is searching for an author, for journalist in my native city, and I applied, and they selected me. And for a few years, I was working for them, and then I've been promoted to go to the head editorial office in Kyiv. And then, as a journalist, I got a chance to travel with BC Kyiv, which was one of the best Ukrainian teams back in the days, to travel and to be involved in the club. And then, step by step, press officer, then media director, then team manager, and then suddenly a bit of everything, and then the opportunity came.
Why do you think that so many opportunities came to you? Do you think you have like this skill to always be ready?
I truly believe that it comes from God. You need to be ready.
Yeah,
that's for sure. You need to push yourself. You need to sacrifice. You need to be dedicated. But I think that everything comes from God.
Very interesting. And I heard some people say that they think you are more like passionate and more driven than maybe some of the players. So what do you think about that?
People say that the best job is your passion, but what is the most important? No matter how exhausted am I or how tired am I, next morning I wake up and I have this call and I really want to continue, no matter how difficult it is, what are the circumstances, and this is big part of my life.
That's true. What do you think you would be doing if basketball did not exist, for instance?
I like to work with people, so maybe I would be on your chair.
I'm sure you do. You'll do a good job. And by the way, do you think there are any skills that you got from working in the media and newspaper industry that you use now as a manager?
Well, there are a lot of examples in EuroLeague and in NBA when former writers become GM. So I think that it's always good to analyze the game from different perspectives and different angles of view.
That's very true. Very true. So let's go back to the beginning of your journey with Monaco, when the team was still in third division. What was your biggest doubt at the time about growing the team?
Actually, there have been several doubts. First of all, I realized that I don't know French basketball as good as I need to. Then I understood that at that moment I don't have any credibility. And what is the most important in the early beginning when you're playing, for example, second division, you need to select right French guys, because the market of French players, GFL players, is very small, and if you will make mistake with GFLs, back then you could have only 2 foreigners.
Yeah.
So you need to have a French core. If you make a mistake, you're done. So this was first thing. And second thing, I think that it's cultural. So new project which has international face, let's say. Foreigner president, foreigner GM, very soon foreigner coach. You know, this was something very unusual back then for the French league. So I understood that this is something which maybe will create, yes, additional challenges. I don't want to say difficult, challenges.
And there was also another challenge that the team is not only a basketball team, it also like brings and represents the whole principality. So how did you manage to grow the team while still representing the values of the principality at the same time and fusing them together?
Well, first of all, I agree with you about the fact that we're directly linked with the principality itself. But don't forget another thing. When we started the project, soccer club was in their prime. So one of the main fears, let's say, was that everyone will consider basketball project as a young brother of soccer. So that's why we created brand the Roca Team. In Monaco, we present ourselves as the Roca Team. So not to have any link with the soccer club. At the same time, in Europe and in France, we wanted to benefit from great AS Monaco brand.
Of course.
So it was a combination. At the same time, I hope that we will have interest in a conversation for a long period. But back then, we said and we agreed with Mr. Dedechko, we will not give any single interview, because we wanted to make sure that people here will consider the Roca Team as the national team, as their own pride. Because if we would be in the spotlights, if we would make statements, then people might think, this is someone's project. And we wanted to make sure that people will understand, this is national team of Monaco. This is yours. And we're just got a privilege to do something in favor of the national team of the Principality.
Do you feel like you've achieved that?
Better to ask people.
Very true, very true. But yeah, honestly, I really feel the passion when I go to games. I feel like people are here from Monaco, and yeah, there's a real pride and movement going. So that's a very interesting thing you just told me about that.
You know, if you would tell me about how do I describe what have been achieved so far, I think I will definitely mention what happened in Abu Dhabi during the Final Four, when it was a Grand Prix week, right? And we had almost 600 Monaco fans who were at certain moment louder rather than 3,500 Greek fans in the arena. And what is also important, they were so connected with the president. So, you know, and that's another thing. When people see that the president, the chairman, he lives the game, that he is so passionate, that he is so real, that for him it's a calling, they follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's not the fans and the director is just a team. So I know that Prince Albert II is known to be a great Monaco sport enthusiast. What is his relationship with the club? I know he comes often to games.
Monsignor supports a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He is involved, and he really follows, and that's great. I remember when it was 7 or 8 years ago, we've been playing final of FIBA Basketball Champions League in Athens, in Oaka Arena, and Monsignor flew just for the game to be there and to support his team. And unfortunately we lost, but I said to myself, no matter how the game will be finished, I said, now in this gym I found new motivation, because, well, it's great to be a Final Four team in BCL, but I want to come back to this gym to play against Panathinaikos.
Mm-hmm.
I want to dream a bit bigger.
When you have like a dream like this, how do you make sure to make the steps in the right directions toward that dream? Because I know many people have dreams, but they stay dreams. How do you make your dreams reality?
I think the most important is to be honest with yourself and to understand that on this way you will make a lot of mistakes, but you will have much higher chances to achieve and to succeed if you will accept your mistake and will try to fix it. And it's not easy. Every summer when I come to the president with the final roster, we ask ourselves, this is what we like? I said, yes, this is what we like, but you need to understand at the same time, on this list, there are mistakes. We don't know where, but definitely they are. Did we do our best? Yes, but still, it's impossible to avoid mistakes. So I think there are two things. Don't think that mistake is something bad. This is just part of the process. And while going to bed, make sure that when you will wake up, you will tell to yourself, I don't know if I succeed or I failed, but I know that I couldn't do better.
Yeah, chasing that feeling is very important. That's very true. What was the moments where, like in the past few years or maybe this year, when you felt like you actually achieved like your dream?
I remember two things. First, it was COVID year. We've been playing Eurocup, and we beat Tenerife in Tenerife. We advanced to the finals, and I understand this is when we got a chance to try ourselves on the EuroLeague level. This was first thing, because very, very difficult to get this chance. And probably when during our first EuroLeague campaign, we secured our playoff spot, which guaranteed us participation next year. And I think it was a statement for everyone that Monaco story is not Cinderella story.
We've been talking about your achievements and dreams and
not mine, club.
Yes, you're as a club. That's very true. But let's talk about maybe some harder times. I know you've been through budget cuts, crises, chaos. What was for you the darkest times for you and the team?
I cannot say that we went through chaos. And I think difficulties can either kill you or make you stronger. And I truly believe that every single challenge which God gives us, we were able to overcome. So the most important is to be emotional only during 40 minutes of the game, but the rest of the time you need to be as calm as possible, and try to execute in the best way, but be realistic. Don't try to think that that tomorrow will be better situation. Try to see, okay, this is what I have today in my hands. Let's try to do what we can.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's not about the money. We end up as runner-up of EuroLeague, right? But our salary cap was exactly in the middle. I think 9th or 10th out of 18 clubs. So it's not only about the money.
That's true.
Without the money, it's impossible, of course. But
yeah, I mean, yeah. But what you mentioned earlier about making sure the team is viewed the right way and everything. It's not about the money. It's about strategy, and yeah, that's what matters. And sometimes when a team has a few years of success, it's very hard to sustain that success because it can kill the team from the inside. How do you handle that to make sure success doesn't tears the team apart?
It's actually a good question, and it's not that easy, and maybe you will think that this is cliche, but we truly pay a lot of attention on the characters which we're picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's rather less talent but better personality.
True.
Sometimes, not always, but this is really important. And again, there is a big part which goes to our president. From one point of view, he treats every single player like his own son. At the same time, he knows that sometimes love should be hard.
You think so as well?
Yes.
4 years in the EuroLeagues, 4 times in the playoffs, just reached the finals. What do you think is next for the club?
Next, first of all, let's make sure that we will be sustainable, and we will keep the level. But at the same time,
mm-hmm.
if you're asking about bigger picture, what's next? It's very simple. It's venue.
That was my next question.
Without venue,
mm-hmm.
it will not work.
Do you think that the arena is the key to sustain the league?
First of all, we don't have any other choice, any other option. So during 4 years, we've been staying in EuroLeague due to our sport results, right? So we were getting wild card according to sport achievements, and for non-licensed clubs, there are different regulations. So we could host our games in 5,000 capacity arena. Now, luckily, we got 3 years what is called midterm license, which hopefully will be transformed, converted into the permanent license and shares. But then we are obliged to host our games in 10,000 capacity arena. So if we want to remain in EuroLeague, we must find or build up, develop, create a venue. Why I never say arena or stadium? Because I believe that it makes no sense to build up something which will be occupied 1 or 2 days per week, and another 5 will generate losses. It should be multi-purpose venue, which will be an external source of revenues for the club.
Interesting. Okay.
So I don't consider basketball as an end-up project. I believe that basketball club is nothing else but the ambassador which can open the door into real estate and development business.
Do you have maybe examples of other teams in Europe that that do these kind of things, or would you be like the first?
I think Valencia is the greatest example.
Okay.
With the new venue. This is
Very interesting.
this is exactly how it should be, probably.
Okay. Do you think that's the biggest challenge for the team right now?
I think this is the biggest goal.
The biggest goal. Love it. I feel like with your role, you undergo a lot of pressure, of course, because people will often look at you if the team does bad. How do you feel about this? How do you think you're able to handle that pressure? You never ask yourself that?
No. I ask myself pretty often about this. And then the answer is very simple. Without this pressure, and even without pressure while failing, I am questioning myself, what would be better, to have some less stressed and more relaxed job? No. Another thing, as I told you before, I think that I'm extremely lucky that I got a chance to do something over here. So I don't want to let it go. I like this pressure, and even when sometimes it seems that you are on the edge, I don't know, like take a deep breath and continue. And look, we're in the end, we're talking about basketball.
Sure.
And we're talking about something which is a passion, so...
Yeah. And I was wondering, since you are so passionate about this project, about the team, if another team approached you and wanted to leave Monaco to help them, what would it take? Would it be possible even?
Do you think that I never got offers?
And you're still here?
I didn't even disclose.
Wow.
I didn't even say to the chairman or to the president. Again, if I will join any other organization, I will need to adjust myself, because I will come to the structure which is big, which is successful, right? So I need to see how I can be integrated in it. Why it's so unique over here? Again, I try to do it according to my vision, and this is nearly the best motivation to not to consider anything else.
One day you will have to hand over the keys, maybe in 50 years, maybe in 100 years, I don't know. But if one day you leave the team, what legacy do you want to leave here for the club and for Monaco?
Much bigger rather than we already created. I don't know, but I think that I truly believe that venue will be something which even people who are not passionate about basketball, who are not our supporters, they will benefit from it. So I think that the arena and the venue, it will be something which everyone will enjoy.
Very true. So you want to leave actual results, actual tangible things, more than a way of
mindset? Then it's easy to know that everyone thinks that the Roca team is equal to the national team of Monaco.
I know you worked in Ukraine, you worked in France, in Monaco. How do you think those places have had an effect on you? What did they bring to you? Do you think that's where you grew up and work has an effect on who you are?
Of course, definitely. And I think that it's great that I was born in Ukraine. I was born in a country which is a young country, because I think in young countries you have much more opportunities. You're not limited. You can work. You can. I mean, if you, with the right dedication, you can do a lot of things, which maybe will be more difficult to achieve in other places. And about Monaco, it's very easy. I think this is nearly, there are maybe only few places on earth where you come and you don't feel as a stranger. And this is very important. If I would go elsewhere, I would feel like a foreigner.
That's very true. You told me about your growth in Ukraine, your younger self. If you could just appear in front of him right now and just tell him something about success, failure, and building something timeless, what would you say to your 15-year-old self?
Life is much more interesting rather than you think. And never stop learning.
Never stop learning. What is the next thing you want to learn?
Honestly speaking, I think that there is one thing which you need to learn throughout your life. People, and how to communicate, how to treat people, how to read people. I think this is very important. Even before, I thought that, for example, school or university need to give you three things. They need to explain you how to get information you need, and what is most important, you need to learn how to communicate to people, how to gain respect, how not to forget about diplomacy, how to handle your emotions, how to don't forget where is your actual place in the conversation or in the relationship. So
interesting. Because my next question was, what is your advice to a young guy that wants to build a career as a sport executive? So that would be that, how to handle people?
You will need to manage characters and egos. And this is probably one of the most challenging things.
Well, I think that's it for me. It was super great to talk
It's
to
good?
you. I think.
Not boring?
No, I think many young people can look up to the way you approach life and challenges. So super interesting, and yeah, I wish you many success in Monaco.
Guys, same to you. You are doing great projects, so I'm sure that